and welcome back to another Clean With Me. I hope you guys are excited for today's Clean With Me. I am so sorry that I have been missing in action. We had a extremely rough month. We will get into it, but for right now, we are hopping into some cleaning. I hope you guys are feeling motivated and excited, and if you don't have that motivation, do not worry. I am here to provide all of it for you. Today, we are jumping in with the brand new Zone 1, so I hope you guys are super duper excited. Go ahead and pull out your to-do lists. Let's sit down and write out what we got to work on, and let's hop right into it. So first things first, I'm starting out here where Ella was playing over here very quietly, and I realized later that she was dipping tea bags in my wax melter and putting wax all over my coffee bar. So I was scraping all of that up and cleaning it up because the joys of having a toddler. But anyways, I have missed you guys. We had sick kids. Everybody was kind of trading sickness back and forth, so we had a rough month. But I am happy to be back, and I am happy to be here with you guys and showing off all the things that we're getting into. First thing that I want to talk about today is that I have a little bit of a sponsorship to share with you guys. It's been a while since we've had a sponsor here on the channel, but today I am super excited to have Javy Coffee as a sponsor. I have been trying this coffee that they sent me for about a week now, and I absolutely love it. It's a protein coffee, and it's supposed to help control your appetite. It's got less sugar in it and stuff like that, and they make a liquid form, and they also have this powder form, which I have the powder form and I really like it. And they send a little recipe book along with their stuff, which is so much fun to try different coffees and whatever. I do have a link for you guys to shop that will be down in the description, but I hope you guys will give it a try. I know a couple of my friends and family have talked about seeing their stuff on Instagram and being interested in it, and I was like, now's the time to try it. Let me tell you, the mocha flavor is so good. I honestly couldn't tell the difference between the mocha powder from Javy and a straight up mocha that I got from Starbucks or one that I made myself at home. You guys know I'm a little bit of a coffee girl. I like to make my own coffees. So this was perfect. So I thought to start out the video, of course, we will go ahead and make a coffee while we chit chat and get caught up. So thank you to Javy for sending me that sample. And there is a little bit of a discount for you guys on that link. So if you want to check that out, no pressure, go ahead and do that. If not, no worries. But like I said, everybody was kind of sick in the month of March, and we kind of had different things we were trading back and forth. Naomi had a sinus infection at one point, and then I got influenza A, then the kids got influenza A. Naomi was the last one. Kevin had it. It was crazy. So anyways, we're finally all back to being healthy now. Knock on wood. Everyone is back in school and back at work, and we are chugging along with our to-do lists. Now, recently we had been talking about revamping the zones and looking into what is going to change now that I've got 3 kids and now that there's more things to manage, the girls are in school, stuff like that. And the biggest thing that I decided to do was to keep the zones the way they were. Monday for the kitchen, Tuesday for the dining and living room, Wednesday for the bedrooms, and Thursday for the office and the bathroom area, laundry room, kind of the back half of the house, basically. It's not a whole lot of space. And then I do laundry on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and that's kind of been the plan. The only thing I'm adding is I'm giving myself a 30-minute block window of cleaning instead of a 15 to 20-minute window. And that's just because with the girls gone at school and with the kids all taking a nap at the same time, I honestly have that 30 minutes a day to dedicate to this. And as you can see here, the girls are at school and Mr. Buddy is just chilling on the couch hanging out. He was watching Jingle Jackie, which if you guys don't watch Jingle Jackie here on YouTube, I don't know what your kids are into. She's kind of like Miss Rachel, but she does more sign language focused stuff, which is what we're working on. We're all learning sign language because my oldest daughter, Naomi, is deaf, which leads me to Hi, welcome. Are you new here? We're so glad that you are here. My name is Lindsay. I'm a 29-year-old stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids, 4, 3, and 1. And we are all about keeping it honest, keeping it real, and showing you guys realistic things on how to stay on top of your cleaning schedules and how to keep up with everything. Look at this cardboard that was stuck to my countertop. This was the bottom of a tissue box, and I don't know what was on the counter, but it melded the bottom of the tissue box into my counter, and it took me forever to get it up. I was like, what is this? It was crazy, but it did come up after a little bit of some elbow grease and some Dawn power wash, but it did come up. So anyways, we are working in just the kitchen today because this is just zone 1. And the new thing that I have implemented into the zones is a surface declutter. So the main thing that I'm doing is I'm focusing on the surfaces. Before, my zonal cleanings focused on what the cleaning tasks were. And in the kitchen, that was the cabinet faces, the sweeping the floor, stuff like that. The main piece that I've added in every room is that all of the surfaces have to be picked up, decluttered, and tidied up. And sometimes it's not always 100% possible. There may be a package on the table that's for someone to come and pick up. I'm obviously not going to declutter that package and move it somewhere or tidy it up. It's going to stay there. That's where it's going to be. So I'm excited for moving forward, seeing how well this works and how well the process works for me. I feel like so far it's been pretty good and I'm enjoying it, and you'll see how really crazy different the kitchen looks. I did have an overwhelming moment where I was trying to put some food away that I had just got at the grocery store, and nothing was fitting in my cabinet. And you guys know in this house we have no pantry, so you can kind of see there's food and stuff everywhere, and I was trying to figure out how to put it all away. And I end up actually just taking everything out of my cabinets that are for food and just kind of revamping the whole thing, starting over. We're going to group things together so I could take a good inventory of what I have and just kind of see everything at a glance. And I had so much stuff in there that I was just kind of I totally forgot that I even had that in here. But yeah, so anyways, that's kind of where I was headed with that. But working on those surfaces, you can just see, it just gets super cluttered. And with everyone being sick, everything was super piled up. And I don't know about you guys, but with having toddlers and stuff like that, it's just so easy to take something that they get into that they're not supposed to get into or whatever, set it on the table where they can't reach it, throw it up on a counter where they can't reach it. And before you know it, half of my stuff that I own is up on these counters, and I'm just so overwhelmed. You go in there to pour a drink or make a sandwich or something, and you can't even set anything down. It's just come on, it's ridiculous. So this is my plan to try to combat that. But for the most part, we have been doing pretty good. The girls are wrapping up the school year, which is crazy. They have this month, and this is the last full month, and then they have half of May, and they get out the 3rd week of May, I think. So it's flying by. I cannot believe it. Summer is going to be here before we know it. Totally crazy, but I'm super ready for it. Bring on the warm weather. Bring on the rest of the deep cleaning in the warm weather. And I love opening my windows, putting on some music and cleaning. You guys know that. So I'm super excited. Actually, it's really funny because recently my sister, I think it was last fall, she took a job working for a radio station that we used to listen to a lot when we were growing up. And they play a lot of rock. And by rock, I mean screamo heavy metal stuff and that kind of stuff. So I listen to my sister, to her show in the mornings. So there is a little bit of this where I'm cleaning, where I'm washing dishes, and the song was just so heavy. I was this is the craziest song to be washing dishes to. I was oh my goodness. I think it was Paralyzed by Memphis Mayfire. You can check it out if you want to, but I will warn you, it's kind of heavy. But it's a good song. But so anyways, yeah, so I am looking forward to the warmer weather. I know the kids are looking forward to the warmer weather, being outside, getting into stuff. Most of all, I am looking forward to my garden. what kind of garden will we have this year? So this year we have the in-ground pumpkin patch that is already ready to roll, and I'm probably going to plant a few things that are not pumpkins in there. And then I have my 4 raised beds, and I think that's the plan, is we'll just stick to the 4 raised beds and the in-ground garden, and we'll call it good for now. But yeah, so after I got all of those like cans and everything, and as I was putting things away, I was looking at all the expiration dates to make sure that I wasn't putting away any expired food. I just had 3 cans that were expired, which I feel like that's really good for a pantry clean out. Like only 3 things were expired. Like, come on. I love that for me. So yeah, we're making good progress. And honestly, there is no better feeling than having a cluttered space and then going into that space, throwing things away, putting stuff back where it belongs, and just like that kind of sigh relief moment of having everything picked up and everything put away. It feels amazing. It feels so good. So I was pretty happy about that. So, yeah. And then, like I said, next week the plan will be to do the exact same thing in the living room and the dining room and probably the playroom as well. We'll kind of throw the playroom in as a bonus. But, yeah, so make sure that you are subscribed. I'm going to take this moment to go ahead and say, please subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss any of my uploads. I have been slacking because we've been sick, but I've been trying to upload every Friday. That is the new upload schedule. Don't always make it on time, but I'm doing the best I can. So definitely, easier to just pick up a few things here and there and not turn the camera on. But I've been trying to make sure that I'm getting a few things recorded for you guys here. But yeah, so the kitchen was feeling like kind of, a good starting point for this. But like I said, I was revamping those zones and I was kind of looking for a good direction, where we're headed and what we're doing and all that. And while I was cleaning up over here, I actually realized that the wall was super duper dirty. So I just took a second to kind of just clean up that wall a little bit, make sure I got everything off of it. And there was just dust and stuff built up and splattered from the stove and cooking and whatever. So just take a second and clean all of that up. And I can't tell you how long that stuff has probably been on my wall. I was probably staring at it forever and being like, oh yeah, I should clean that up. But yeah, so I was actually feeling good. This is a good shot. Like, look at how organized that little corner was. Like, that is just such a good thing for your brain. It's a good thing for your mental state. And to make sure that you're, doing some self-care. Sometimes self-care looks like decluttering a corner. But look at all these syringes. Tell me that your kid takes daily meds without telling me your kid takes daily meds. Actually, I bought these syringes on Amazon because they go up to 10 mLs and they're really long. And the bottles that Naomi's seizure meds were coming in were humongous, and we were having a really hard time getting the medication out. Like, look at the size that comes with the regular meds, and then this size. Honestly, it's truly a game changer. And I know that the creator of those syringes, that's exactly why they created them, was because they couldn't get to the medicine at the bottom of the bottle with the syringes that are provided. So they came up with something else. And is it really your kid's favorite cup if the straw's not chewed to bits? Honestly. So anyways, yeah, so we're just cleaning up here, putting away the rest of the dishes, and then I'm going to clean up. The one thing that I have been looking forward to the most about the warm weather are the yard sales. You guys know last year I was a yard sale queen, and I intend on being the yard sale queen once again. But I went to the thrift store. I went to Once Upon a Child with a friend of mine this week, and I hit the absolute jackpot. So my daughter Naomi has cerebral palsy, and she wears leg braces. They're kind of chunky and they're really big, and they make putting shoes on super difficult. So there's this company called Billy Shoes, and they unzip completely so you can get your foot, you just kind of set it down in there, and they're made specifically for special needs people or people who have a hard time with laces or whatever, or have a hard time just getting shoes on in general. And they're kind of on the more expensive side. I've bought a pair of tennis shoes, Billy tennis shoes on clearance at Target for like $7. But Target is like the only place you can get them physically in store. For the most part, you have to just order them from Amazon or directly from Billy Shoes. And they're like $25 to $100 a pair, depending on what type of shoe you're getting. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. So I found a pair of Billy shoes in the next size up that Naomi needs at the Once Upon a Child for $12. I was so impressed and I was so excited. But they weren't in rough shape, but they were a little dirty. Like you could tell somebody wore them and wore them a lot. So I was looking forward to cleaning them up and making sure I got them all ready to go for her to wear, because honestly she was like this. She got new AFOs and her old shoes, they were 7s. They were like feeling way too small. So I was like, all right, we definitely need some 8s. It's time to move up in a size to the 8s. So I was super excited when I ran across those. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I was trying to get some shoes for Ella. She was going to need some new summer sandals, and we were able to do that. So just quickly, I was finishing up these dishes, and then I'm going to take apart those shoes and give them a good wash. But man, it has been like far too long since we have caught up and chatted with each other. I hope you guys are doing really well. Let me know what you guys have been up to, what you're working on while we're hanging out today. I have been kind of in a slump with my content lately. I don't know why. It's just kind of been rough. I think it has a lot to do with just exhaustion and being super duper tired. But yeah, here you can see those Billy shoes, and that's how they unzip and open so that you can put your foot directly into them. And they're just super helpful for those special needs kiddos. But you can see, not in bad shape, just a little dirty. So I needed to give them some TLC and make sure they're sparkly clean like they're brand new. And then I'm just going to let them sit out and dry for a few days before I put them back together and have her try to wear them. One of the things that has been keeping me busy, especially recently, is that we are in the process of trying to find me a new mom car. And I think we finally found one. So we're going to be getting up early to go and look at a van in the morning, actually. And this video is probably going to end up being shorter than normal, and that is because we've been running around like crazy trying to catch up from being sick and trying to get back on top of things. And oh man, it's like when I went down, everything was kind of still functioning. Then when Kev went down, we were both down. It was just like, oh no, everything is just piling up. We're not able to keep up anymore. It was kind of crazy. But yeah, so anyways, we are in the process of adding a new vehicle for me. We're looking for a van. I used to have a van and it blew up. It went to the junkyard because it was beyond fixing. So I am excited to finally be getting a van again. And hopefully the one that we're looking at works out and everything goes well. And we can start getting back to our normal routine. We currently just have one car. Well, we have Kevin's truck, but it's not running currently. So we currently just have one running car. So hopefully we can get all of that worked out. And I'm also hopeful that you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit on the shorter side, but I hope that you were able to find a little bit of motivation to pull out some projects, to tackle a few things, or maybe just to reevaluate your current routine. What is it that you're doing? Is it working for you? What about your routine is working for you? What about it do you think you could tweak to make it more efficient and make it a little bit more smooth and cohesive for you? Don't be afraid to analyze those things for yourself. And also, don't be afraid to try out Javvy coffee. It's very, very good, and I like it a lot. And I think you will too. So go ahead and check out that link that's in the description. Also, don't forget that I started a book podcast with my best friend Liz, and I will also have that link down below for you to check out. You guys know that I have a lot of fun making content. It is my creative outlet. It's a passion of mine, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me in my cleaning channel, on my Instagram, whatever it may be. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments what you were working on today. What have you been up to? How have you been? Let's catch up a little bit. And I am looking forward to being back in full force with a much longer video for next week. But that's all I have for you guys. See y'all very, very soon.